Electoral Rolls for Parliamentary Constituencies. Section 13D of the Representation of the People Act 1950. Disclaimer: this training material is for use in training of election officials. It should not be referred as guideline of ECI. In case of any variation in this training material, the Commission guidelines, rules, laws shall prevail. Learning outcomes. At the end of the session, the participants will be able to know the provision of the electoral rules in Constitution. Understand that a single electoral rule is used for each constituency in elections to both the Parliament and state legislatures. They will also be able to explain the Section 13D of the Representation of the People Act 1950. Article 324 talks about superintendence, direction and control of election, and that will be vested in a commission known as Election Commission of India. Its subclause 1 talks about preparation of electoral roll and conduct of election. Article 325 says there will be one general rule for every territorial constituency for election to either House of Parliament or either House of Legislature of a state. No person shall be ineligible for inclusion in electoral roll on ground of religion, race, caste, sex or any one of them. Article 327 says, power to Parliament to make laws with respect to all matters related to elections for House of Parliament or either House of State Legislatures. In exercise of power given by the Constitution under the Article 327, the Parliament has enacted the RP Act 1950. Section 13D comes under the Part 2B, that is, electoral rolls for parliamentary constituencies. Now we will see Section 13D of RP Act 1950. The subsection 1 says, the electoral roll for a parliamentary constituency other than a parliamentary constituency in the state of Jammu and Kashmir or in union territories not having legislative assembly is made up of the electoral rolls of all the ACs within it. There is no need to prepare a separate electoral roll for any such parliamentary constituency. However, during the time period mentioned in the Article 371A(2), a separate electoral roll must be prepared and updated for the part of the Nagaland parliamentary constituency that includes Tuensang district. Subsection 2 says, the rules in Part 3 will apply to every parliamentary constituency in the state of Jammu and Kashmir and any union territory not having a legislative assembly as they apply to an assembly constituency. The clause 1 of Article 324 talks about the preparation of electoral roll. Article 325 is about only one general electoral roll for every constituency. And the Article 327 has given power to the Parliament to frame laws related to election. And because of this, RP Act 1950 was framed. And the Section 13D comes under the RP Act 1950. Conclusion and extra points. Under the British rule, separate electorates were provided for Muslims under the Indian Councils Act 1909. There was an even move to provide a separate electorates for Muslims, Europeans, Sikhs, Indian Christians and Anglo-Indians. This was strongly resented by Mahatma Gandhi. When the Constitution was being framed, the Advisory Committee of the Constituent Assembly considered the question of joint or separate electorates. The committee, in its report dated 8 August 1947, recommended that all elections to the central and provincial legislatures should be held on the basis of joint electorates. This led to the incorporation of present Article 325. As we know, India is divided into parliamentary constituencies for electing members of parliament and assembly constituencies for electing members of legislative assemblies. Each assembly constituency has its own voter list called the electoral roll. In most states, when elections are held for parliament, the voter list, that is electoral roll for that parliamentary constituency, is just the sum of all the rolls of its assembly constituencies. There is no extra work needed to create a new or separate electoral roll for parliamentary election. The clause 2 of the Article 371A says about a separate electoral roll must be made and updated for Tusang district in Nagaland, which is a part of Parliamentary constituency. The same rules used for preparing assembly constituency rolls will apply here. Tusang is a district in Nagaland with special administrative considerations under the Article 371A of the Constitution. During a particular time mentioned in that article, this area needs extra care in managing elections, so it gets its own electoral roll, even though it's just a part of a larger parliamentary constituency. And the process for making the voter list will follow the same rules used for the assembly constituencies found in Part 3 of the law. In Jammu and Kashmir and Indian territories without a legislative assembly, the rules in Part 3 will apply to parliamentary constituencies just like they do for assembly constituencies. Normally, Part 3 applies to assembly constituencies like how to make and update the electoral rolls. Don't forget to subscribe the channel for more videos like this and click the bell icon to stay updated. In this educational video, we have learned about the Section 13D of RP Act 1950, which is about electoral rolls for parliamentary constituencies. If you have any doubt or want any clarification, then you can contact through the mail as shown on the screen. For other videos on rules and regulations, you can visit the web address as shown. Thank you.